What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about content marketing with a $0 budget. It is possible, and I'm going to share with you 6 ways to do it. Number 1, create content on very specific questions. Ask your customers, talk to them. We have an article on the Web Profits growth team structure and how we structure our organization, which is something people continually ask, how are you different in sales conversations? So we create a blog post on it and we send it to customers proactively. So talk to your customers, talk to your audience. If you have an email list, ask them questions. Also look for the top blogs and the most popular content and look in the comment section. So I read Content Marketing Institute, Marketing Land, and things like that. I'm looking at their top content, the things that go in their newsletters, and I'm looking at the comment section to see if I can find any hidden gems of very, very specific problems. Don't forget how going super narrow can help you be very, very helpful, because if everyone's talking about strategy and you're very specific, you solved somebody's problem. And you can also use things like Quora, or even at the very bottom of a Google search result, the related keywords. Oftentimes there's questions there. So make sure you look through all those different things. Another thing you can do is to curate content. I think a lot of people think you have to create the content to get the value. And I've said this dozens of times before, but you just have to be the source of information, the resource, not the actual source of the article, the idea, the writer. Don't underestimate the power of sharing great content. I'm a big fan of Content Marketing Institute, Marketing Land, Founders Grid. I believe Ethan Shaw has a really awesome newsletter. This is where I find my information. I go on weekly, I get emails from growth hackers. I don't go there, I just get the information and I read. There's about 25 articles, and those are the things or the ways I consume it. Now, I give those brands more authority because I consume content that they found. Now, if you want to take it one step further, you can even publish an article based off of summaries or curations and post it on LinkedIn or Medium. You can even do videos, snaps, Instagram stories, right? How hard is it for you to take a snap and say, hey, awesome article on blah, 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 with the link in the snap? Very, very simple. Another thing you can do is to invite people to blog on your site. Yes, most of the time, people focus on influencers and big names to invite them to guest posts, but you can do this with smaller people too. Typically, freelancers that are writing for other blogs in your space they're writing usually to grow their freelance business. So yes, you can hire them, or you can ask them to write and tell them that, hey, you're going to get out there more. Tell them that you can help them get more business. You can even give them a bonus if they hit certain traffic numbers. And sites like Kiss Metros have grown to millions of visitors a month using this exact strategy. Another thing you can do is to write content for yourself, right? It doesn't cost you anything but time. You might not be a good writer. I'm not a good writer. In fact, I suck at grammar and spelling. I'm not the greatest at sentence structure, but I have a really great editor. The editor has 10 years of experience. I use them. I found them on Upwork. So look on Upwork. There's really, really good editors, and you can get it for really cheap. Hey, Robin, thanks for all your hard work. So great editors can come from Upwork, and they're fairly cheap because you need them for a specific reason. The other thing you can do is to hire a college intern, that are journalism majors. They will gladly edit all of your content, and for little to no money. In fact, most people will do it for class credit alone. So don't underestimate getting college students that are really specific or have talent in a very specific area. Another thing you can do is to conduct surveys, right? So it doesn't cost you any money to conduct a survey, asking people questions. You can first and foremost ask your customers. You can get a group of people, a group of companies together and make them ask their customers. So you now have like let's say a conglomerate of questions. It's an industry survey, but industry surveys work really, really well because people want to know what's happening in the industry. You can also do outbound or cold email to reach out to folks that are influencers, authorities, the CEOs of companies in whatever industry. Might not be able to get Bill Gates or Richard Branson to respond, but you can get directors and executives at companies to respond to surveys, especially if you're going to say you're going to promote this out there and blah blah blah. Now, I know what you're thinking. What do I do with this information? Do I have to write all this stuff myself? No. You can actually use something like Venngage or even Canva to make visualizations out of that data. It's really, really straightforward. They're like WYSIWYG editors to make really rich infographics. So you can take the interesting things you found and literally for free make an easy to use infographic, and that's very good for the industry, right? You're helping educate and level up the industry, sharing information. So really, really easy to do. The next thing is to take the most popular content and make social media images out of them, right? Take the content. For example, Audible does this. A lot of people make good money on Audible rehashing and summarizing books, right? I remember in college I used to do this with like Cliff Notes and things like that. They take a shortened version of the book and they summarize it. You can do the same thing on social media. You can take quotes from the article and turn them into social media images. You can take even a section from the article and turn them into a social media image. You can take the article and break it down into a video form, kind of like curating, but you can do it on a one-by-one basis. Really, really straightforward. Again, Snapchat, Instagram stories, Facebook stories, all those, even LinkedIn has video. All of these places are loving video, and short video. So why not leverage these as a place to produce content? So there's no longer an excuse for you to not create content because you don't have a budget. So implement those 6 things. If you have any other ways of creating content with $0, definitely leave a comment below. And as always, I'm here to help. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, leave a comment, figure out how to find me on social media, knock on my door, don't knock on my door. But I'll happily answer any questions. Until next time, take care.